and welcome to a Pair of Dice Lost podcasting channel. My name is Brendan, my pronouns are he, him, and I'll be your storyteller for this game about living gods on the wrong side of the law. Joining me for this game is...
Hey there, guys. My name is Tyler. Pronouns are he, him. I'm going to be playing Riki, the fire-aspected street exorcist.
Hi, everybody. My name's Christina. I will be playing Ellion. My pronouns are she, her, and Ellion's pronouns are they, them. They are a water-aspected investigator.
Hi, everyone. My name's Cody. Pronouns are he, they, and I play Amalar Divine, the air-aspected shady businessman.
Hi, my name is Britt, and my pronouns are she and her. I play a wood aspect named Rush Ferris, who has a ferret familiar named Zeke. Together, they specialize in archery, larceny, and dance.
Hi, I'm Michaela, she, her, and I'll be playing Tirali of House Regara, an Earth-aspected leader of a small military force known as the Tyrants, who cooks the books for the gang.
And this is Exalted, like a dragon-blooded. Act 3, 100 Kingdoms, 100 Heresies. Fular, Pilar, and Ferris, the three Resh siblings, do not notice this, but Riki, of all times, does. Because you've heard this before the last time there was a full moon. The gentle clopping of hooves. And a tap, tap, tap on your shoulder as the beautiful form of Mara is there, in the flesh, for all to see. She yells too loud, doesn't she, exorcist?
I don't know. I think that's about the right volume, considering everything.
Don't tell her that I'm here. I think this is very entertaining. She wishes to change the terms of the deal, and you wish to switch places as we already talked. Are you sure you don't want to take up the other offer, completely negate everything, and just help raise my cult? You are in a temple city. Be very easy from here.
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
The wars in hell are going to be very hard. This could hurt you in the long run. Having an ally like me could be very useful. And, you know, the Quarter Prince already doesn't like you. You've run away from him once, and you kicked his dog.
His dog tried to kill me. Twice.
I mean, Damaskinos does that, but...
The people who think you're an ally, I know I'm not the smartest guy. Smarter than that. You don't have allies. You have toys.
You are correct. Just like Octavian, just like Sigareth. We have toys that we like to play with. You should let Divine know that too. But you want to take Valar's place. You want to join souls and hands and everything with Valar. Fine. Far be it from me.
So, one of us kicks it, you come for both of us?
That's the plan. I'm sure there's another way out of this if you wanted to, but I think that you seem to be very set on your ways.
You know what I think? I think you know that you're chalking this up as a loss.
What, if I got one of the most highly esteemed exorcists on my side? Oh no, that would be very useful. You'd be very useful for me in hell. You know that magic that you works very well in hell. I could conquer a quarter of Malpheus with that, and then they'd call me the Quarter Princess.
But you're never gonna get there. I think we both know that. Sure. End of the day comes, you come for both of us. Yeah, who knows what happens. Probably get there. But I'm gonna rip your fucking hoofs off and beat you with them before you do. See how well I do. I'd like to roll presence, please.
Sure thing, and I'll give you a 2-dot stunt, so that'd be a auto success and 2 extra dice.
I'm gonna use some motes for this.
Let me actually pull up Mara's character sheet as well, since that you do also have those appearance things that could help you. So I need to know what that her relative appearance is to you.
Sure.
It's probably really fucking good, because it's literally her fucking shtick.
What's the limit for motes you can spend on whatchamacallit? excellencies?
It is whatever that your ability score is, and then if you have a specialty in it, that'll add an extra 1. So it can be between 1 to 6.
So it's 6, right? Because I'm talking shit.
I would say that you're talking shit.
Cool. I'm just gonna go ahead and spend 12 motes to get 6 extra dice.
Holy shit! So you are going to start flaring too, aren't you?
That's fine. This is a. You got to commit to the bit at this point.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You got to marry the joke.
Oh, these aren't extra dice. These are auto successes.
Oh, I know.
Interesting. Okay. So
Wait, no. Wait, hold up. You can spend 6. So
6 motes or 6.
Yeah. You can spend 6
so 3
motes.
auto successes.
3 auto successes.
That's fine.
That's still pretty fucking good.
Still pretty good. And I get 2 extra dice, you said, and 1 auto success?
Yep.
Okay, so I'll be rolling charisma plus. This is charisma, right?
Yes, it's absolutely charisma. Also,
Okay,
she has an appearance of 5.
Do I get bonuses for my appearance stuff?
Have you pumped it up higher than hers?
I think I will, since I'm just committing to the bit.
If you are going to pump it up higher than hers, you get an extra die per difference in you two, I believe.
So 3 more dice, so 16 dice?
Wait, I think that Cody actually knows the rule because he's used it.
It's an extra die for every 2 your appearances higher than theirs.
Okay, so just 1 extra dice.
Yeah, just 1 extra dice, but that's still pretty great.
It is. That is still pretty great. That's 14 dice and 4 auto successes.
Mm-hmm. I am just...
You know what? I'm going to use a willpower if I can.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so it's 5 auto successes.
Okay, I'm going to let you know that you are... she does have an intimacy that does boost her resolve a little bit. She has an effective resolve of 8.
Okay, that's a pretty bad roll, but that's still 9 successes.
Because of all the auto successes that you had?
Correct.
That's still pretty good. You just barely passed it, but yeah, she had basically what the you are doing feeds like right into one of her major intimacies. So like she's down for what that you're doing, but she also like if she thinks that you're going to try and screw her over, she can kind of like defend against it essentially. Oh wait, no, I think it actually works in reverse if you're playing. No, if you're playing into one of her intimacies, which you're literally doing, I will let you know right now, Tyler, that she has a major tie of eager interest with lovers with dark destinies.
Oh.
Interesting. So hold on. Let me redo my math. So it's 10. I'm sorry. I didn't count the extra dice.
Okay, well, to let you know, because that you are going into her intimacies and not like against them, she does not get to use them as a defense. Instead, they hamper her. She actually had an effective resolve of 3.
Wow.
If you exploit people's intimacy, it gets real easy to tell them what to do. She nods and she looks to you and she goes, I'm going to look forward to collecting you or her soul, whichever one dies first. But until then, enjoy your time. And she is going to clop her little hooves over to Blar, and unseen, she is going to pluck a strand of hair from him. And she's going to move over to you, and she is going to kind of weave it into a small little the hair is going to kind of like extend in her own hand into kind of like a thread that she then ties and looks to you and just goes, hold out your hand, please.
He very slowly does. Kind of gives her a look that, like, don't fuck around, though.
She gives like a little courteous bow. I'm a demon of my word, dear. And she ties the little string around your finger and then extends it over to Falar and kind of unseen ties it around her and then bows to you and goes, "It's done. You're bound together, fates intertwined, like doomed lovers. Now, if you ever need me, or you ever want to get rid of this," and she kind of makes scissors motions, "I think that the both of you would be great preachers. I know some great places, but until then, until that the realization of your death and your eternal torment in Malpheus really eventually hits you, toodle oo."
You'll regret doing this. Just so you know. And he's gonna wink and then turn around.
And she leaves in a puff of brimstone fire. And as she does that, Resh Katala kind of turns around and goes, "That bitch, was she here?"
Yeah. It's done.
Well, I apologize. Normally the demon summoning circle that I have at the bottom of the pool is usually very useful for this.
Me and her had words. So I'm not exactly surprised it went like that. But, no, it's done.
I will trust you on that. If you say that it's done, then it is done.
Kind of a lot you're about to have to trust me on, huh?
I mean, realistically, the only way that I could completely trust you on this is if I murdered one of you and then saw the other one drop dead. So I'm going to just have to take you on faith. Do take care of her. We're going to have to deal with some other issues, though. He was supposed to be married to the Prince of Chiaroscuro, but I don't know that that's exactly going to work out now.
Yeah. Do Exalteds ever really marry mortals? It's like a suggestion.
I mean, every single one of my husbands were mortal.
Fair enough. I get why you did it, by the way. I don't want you to think I'm coming for your ankles on anything. That's not mine. We can't let that fly. Not how I operate. I never had a family to do that for me, so I guess I don't get it. But I get it, kinda.
She nods to you. Pilar kind of looks to Ferris and goes, "We should probably take her up to a room to let her recover."
Ferris will nod and kind of help Falar up and start making the way to Falar's room. Or wherever she feels the most comfortable.
Resh Katal looks to you and Riki as they leave and just goes, "You keep her safe now. And keep yourself safe. That's my little girl. But also, you may not have had a family where you're from. But as far as I'm concerned, since you joined up with this clan, we've been your family."
Yeah, probably.
Do you have anything else to say to her?
No, I think I've talked enough shit.
That's fair. And with that, we are going to close out that little scene. Now then. Okay, so starting off real quick to get this scene done is Ellion had left the lunch that they were having with the Noonday Stranger, also known as Idris, and left Tirali to go and deal with some local gods and things in not Chiaroscuro, in Great Forks, while you all dealt with your own individual problems. Ellion, on the other hand, decided to go and meet with V'neef Ciq, or Anna, Reshbalar's betrothed. So you go, weirdly, you also are going to the Temple District, which I think is where the Tirali also was going. You go to the Temple District where that you So you find V'neef Ciq in all of his jade panoply, keeping the disguise of a true soldier of the V'neef household alive and well, as they are in prayer before a statue that kind of has a misty figure on it that is very lightly clothed in bindings along the chest and just basically a loincloth, that's the word I'm thinking of, and like a loincloth, just kind of keeping everything a little bit more tasteful here, with kind of like I said, kind of androgynous features to it, but in the mist that is carved out of the marble around it, you can see these kind of serene faces there, and you can see that they appear to be in prayer before this statue.
I'm not interrupting their prayers. So.
Okay. Not interrupting their prayers. They're going to be there for a little bit, speaking, praying, essentially. They're not going to be speaking. They are, like I said, in prayer. They're not making any like mouth motions or anything. They are in a state of reverence. And after after a few moments, actually, down this kind of this area of Great Forks that is a little bit less traveled. It's not to say that the place is dusty, but there are less people gathering on this side of the temple district than there are, say, near gods of like grain and rice and war and pleasure and intoxication and yada yada. This is more serene.
Do I recognize who this deity is?
You can give me a intelligence and occult roll. Or lore, whichever one's better.
My lore and occult are both 3, so 1.
Which one do you want to roll? Because I will tell you that they are going to give you different information. The lore is going to give you the stuff that's basically written in the books, whereas the occult is going to give you a little bit more of a I don't want to say vibes, but like you're obviously you're still gonna probably get the name, but like they're gonna give you a little bit more how that they're perceived in relation to the occult.
I think I'll go with lore, I guess.
Okay. With 4 successes in lore, looking at this, you actually determine, kind of looking at the statue, you actually determine that it is I don't want to say a false idol, but it is made wrong. Kind of like the fallibility of mortal craftsmanship. You are actually looking at a statue of Taru Han, the Lady of Souls.
The Lady of something souls or just Lady of Souls?
The
Sorry.
Lady of Souls.
Okay, thank you.
As in souls. Do you have them? She's in charge of them. Besides that, you know that she is a celestial god. And considering that you have had a little bit of interaction with the celestial gods in the form of Laughing Ragamuffin and him talking about like bureaus and that kind of thing that goes on in heaven, while that you don't know exactly what that she's in charge of or her title or anything, given...
Can I bid bureaucracy 5?
Unless, of course, you had some kind of specialty in heaven, I'm going to say no.
No, I have one in contracts.
Good hustle, though.
I'd try.
I'm going to let you know that considering that her job is being the goddess of souls, she whatever spot that she's in charge of, she is probably on the same tier as Laughing Ragamuffin, if not higher. So after a moment of being in prayer, V'neef Ciq stands up, wipes off their armor, and turns around and looks shocked as that they see you and Ferris there. Just kind of goes, "Why, friend Ellion, how nice to see you here. I didn't think that you would have caught me at such a vulnerable time."
Ellion's just kind of leaning against a wall or a pillar or something that's not going to fall over, and just looks at V'neef Ciq and is like, "Did you not expect me to track you down?"
I expected you to track me down at some point, but so soon? I expected to have a little bit more time to think about things. It has been a very rough start to this year, it seems.
I would agree to that. And Ellion's eyes just kind of shift to Ferris. Some rougher than others, with accusations.
Ferris just kind of puts a hand up and does a little wave.
Yes, of course. That whole bit in Chiaroscuro, yes, that could not have been fun for you, Ferris. I do sincerely apologize. Had to keep things secret, for Balar.
No, I understand. Doesn't make it suck any less, but I understand.
I understand your willingness to protect someone you care about, as I'm sure you can understand mine as well.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, I mean, you did a fantastic job of it. I should say so myself. I did see you all, figuring things out very quickly, much quicker than we anticipated.
That's part of my job.
Speaking of part of your job, they are kind of like wringing their hands a little bit, looking a little, I don't want to say off, but kind of like skittish, as they're kind of like peeking like around the both of you.
The only acknowledgement Ellion's going to give to that is just a visual one of, like, again, the eyes just kind of go down to the hand, stare for a moment there, and then meet V'neef Ciq's eyes. Just kind of one of those, I understand you're nervous type of look.
The both of you aren't going to seek retribution against me, are you? I mean, I did technically kill Balar. And they kind of smile, that like big weird tooth smile that they do. With the sharp raptor teeth.
I don't have a reason to seek retribution. I have someone else I'm looking for in regards to that whole affair.
Yeah, I'm not here to burst anyone's bubbles or anything like that. Like, again, I understand, but I think Ellion and I are both trying to figure out who's framing me. We didn't figure that out, right?
I have an idea of who it is, a strong inclination, which is why I'm not upset at Ciq. Ciq was doing a cover. But if I find out that the person I think it is actually did it, then we're going to have a problem.
Well, woe onto that person who that you certainly think that it is, Ellion. Who do I know them?
Possibly. From what I've heard, they've been traveling in unfortunate circles. They go by Kai.
You can see V'neef Ciq kind of start to rack their brain, kind of thinking for a moment. Kai. Very common name.
Shifty, as best as I can put it, and you may or may not have seen them use a martial art similar, if not exactly like mine.
When you say shifty, do you mean shifty like divine or shifty like me?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's horrific. Could be a changing moon, possibly. Who knows? Well, possibly. Who knows? They're just kind of like muttering to themselves in the background, trying to figure it out.
If I had to guess, not knowing the actual nature, I would err more on the side of Fae.
No, fair folk, and they kind of like spit on the ground.
I don't think he's actually a fair folk, but maybe wild tainted or something along those lines. But again, just simple speculation. I haven't conversed with him in a while.
Well, if they can shift like me, they've either given their soul over to the fair folk in some capacity, or they are like me.
They just have made a habit in recent years to taunt me and mess with and flaunt what they're capable of.
Well, we shall have to put an end to them then, correct?
Of sorts, yes.
Good. Well, I could certainly try and track them down for you. I have a few people who could help with that. I just need to finish up some work and I kind of like think for a moment on the word. What is it in?
You are an advisor to someone, so you're a confidant of sorts.
Yes. My yes. My mentor. That's the word that you all use. Mentor.
Mentor, patron, something of the likes.
Mm-hmm, yes. That's actually what led me to finding the Reshes and this whole organization and all of this. My mentor sent me down here to do some work.
I was going to kind of lean away from where they've been standing and shift as if looking around at this particular area and kind of taking it in, but also looking out and around, like towards the doorway and everything like that, just to see if there's anyone or thing out of place. And just kind of like scan, pretending, and then go back and turn to V'neef Ciq if nothing seems out of the ordinary.
Why don't you roll me a perception and awareness? And I'll give you 2 extra dice for describing how you do it all cool like.
Cool. Plus it's visual.
It certainly is.
14 dice. Let's hope they don't roll bad. 10.
10. You all are completely alone here, except for the rats that are scurrying about this more or less forgotten area of Great Forks. I was honestly trying to think of something cool to give you for getting 10 successes, but like honestly, there is no one here besides you 3 and the rats.
And I assume rats are fairly common for the temples.
Depending on its use, yes, they can be fairly common.
Sorry, paranoid brain is just like, are the rats lunars? Get the rats.
Or disuse, I should say. They are fairly common. If you want to mistrust the rats, you certainly can. After a moment of kind of like fidgeting for a bit, V'neef Ciq just kind of goes, we seem alone. Yes, I've actually been asked to come down here from the north for my mentor, as I said before. They're looking for to find a way to get audience with, and they kind of point at the statue. They're looking to gain audience with Taruhan to gain a little bit more understanding of their arts. and I've been trying to find a way to contact them through the different cities that are associated with either the gods or Shadowlands or portals to the underworld. The only places that I haven't really hit yet are, well, the out west and, well, Rathis. I stay away from Mahalank. My mentor and the woman who runs Mahalanka don't get along very well. They have a different view on things. The only place that I haven't hit up yet is actually Sijan.
Can you provide a name for your mentor?
Oh, yes, of course. My mentor is a elder named Smiling Rat.
Ellion just kind of like looks at one of the rats crawling around, and then back to V'neef Ciq.
Well, I would tell you if that one of them was, like me. I'm not rude like that, especially now that you all know my secret. You could just turn me into the Immaculate Order at a moment's notice if you wanted to. And since you haven't, I'm going to assume that means we have a circle of trust here.
As long as you don't betray us, you don't have an issue.
Or my brother.
Your brother was included in us. I meant the
I
family.
I wouldn't dream of it. But yes, myself and Smiling Rats have been looking for a way to contact Tarahan for about... You can see that they do like rapid calculations in their head and go, the better part of 5 decades now. Smiling Rats kind of run into a little bit of a... How did he phrase it? An oopsie daisy. With his current workings, trying to keep the realm out of the north and all that, and it's been a little hard with all the legions going up north. What with the Ice Walker tribes uniting and everything like that. You don't have to. You guys are from the south. You don't have to worry about any of that.
Unless we did.
I mean, what are the chances of an Ice Walker making an Ice Walker tribe making it all the way down south? I mean, and through the Scavenger Lands. Dude, I mean, they just want to protect their lands from the realm. For now. Don't worry, Smiling Rat has people working on that. He says that if I can figure out this, he'll teach me the next circle of magic. And I'd be very appreciative of that.
Odd idea, which I'm assuming you've already tried. Have you tried reaching out to another god to find Taruhan?
I have tried reaching out to another god to reach Taruhan. In fact, I've tried reaching out to many of them here in Great Forks. That's actually where that... And they point to Ferris. That's actually where your brother found me, praying to different deities and everything. It was back when I was in the other form. He kind of followed me around like a lost little puppy. Sometimes that's just normal, I guess. Or he was interested. I don't know. Things have progressed since those last couple of years.
Well,
but that's neither here nor there.
Have you spoken to any other gods, or just tried to?
Mostly tried to. I did have a audience with one of the 3 for Great Forks, and they said that they had already washed their hands of that celestial bureaucracy nonsense, and I would need to find a... They said that if I wanted to actually get her attention, I'd either have to commit some sort of great atrocity, or... And I didn't want to do that, if I'm being completely honest. I quite like people.
What's the or?
Or I'd have to find a different way to bark up the chain of command to get her attention. So I've been trying that. That's what the praying's for. That's what talking to any of her subordinates, people who have similar portfolios. of like what did they do for work?
Well, you'd have to speak to them, and they could tell you yes or no. It's not my purview, but we do have some allies that work for gods, work with gods. Maybe they could assist. I don't know how sorcery works. It's not my thing.
No, that's completely fair. It's V'neef Ciq kind of looks to you and just goes, Ellion, can you keep a little bit of a secret?
I would hope so.
It's not really my thing either.
And what did you say you would be gaining by finding her from your mentor?
A new circle of well, it would technically be called sorcery, but Smiling Rat doesn't think of it as sorcery. He's more of the how do you phrase this? I don't think that him and Riki would get along.
Interesting.
He's and V'neef Ciq just kind of goes, "Oh, I know. I'm sure that you all have seen this one before." And V'neef Ciq begins imitating a zombie and like shambling towards you all.
Ah, got it. Well, so if it's not your thing, then why are you doing it?
Oh, well, to learn the next circle of necromancy, of course.
But you just said sorcery is not really your thing.
Sorcery isn't my thing. Necromancy is a different thing.
Ah, okay. Again, not versed on all of that.
Right. Yes. So there's a difference. They draw from different parts of the soul. It's a whole thing. I can talk to your sorcerers about it at length, and I'm sure that they'll understand. But it's one of those new arts that Smiling Rat's been working on since since they've been around.
Got it. Well, maybe you should talk to Riki and see if maybe their mentors, patrons, whatever name you wish to use, can provide some way to contact Taruhan.
But then I'd owe them, wouldn't I? And they both seem like two people that I wouldn't want to owe a favor to.
I will put it plainly to you. How much do you want to acquire the next circle? Is it better to continue searching for something that you've spent, you said, 5 decades on? Or was that just Smiling Rat? Something that you spent some time trying to do, or owe them a favor?
Smiling Rat's been working on ascending to the next circle for the last 5 decades. My quest here has been maybe 5-6 years.
That's some things to weigh to decide if it's worth asking them and potentially owing them or not.
You're not wrong. You don't think that Riki would get super mad at me if I revealed to him that I was a necromancer, do you?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever really had a discussion with him about necromancy, whether he's in favor or against. I know he's against people being slaves, so I guess you're enslaving someone's soul, so maybe he wouldn't be quite fond of it.
Oh, no, very, it's a very weird distinction. So necromancy actually only animates the corpse. We're actually putting our own souls into it. Some of the again, it's very technical. Some of the necromancers can use souls of other people to animate the corpse and give it a kind of basic locomotion. Ours is more of a suffusing it with our own essence, so the soul's already departed and everything. But I guess
Ellion just kind of like steeples their fingers together and just points to V'neef Ciq. Are you enslaving them? Riki's very against slavery. Are you enslaving them? If you are, then he'll probably have an issue with it. Then I would talk to Divine. If you're not enslaving them, then I don't know if he would have an issue with it, and you could talk to him. It's really your choice.
I may just go to Divine just to be safe. I don't see it as enslaving, but I guess it's also the people who do the slaving around here don't see that as necessarily a wrong thing.
That was going to be my next point, is people who own slaves don't see them as slaves. So, because in a way, you're using their bodies against their wills, but they don't have a soul for the body, so it's, again, it sounds very technical. Not my area of expertise.
I feel like once the soul leaves the body just becomes an object.
That is
That's
more or less how I think I would feel too. But again, not everybody has the same views.
Yes, the Ciq kind of points at Ferris and goes, "Said that's more or less how that me and Smiling Rats see the use of necromancy. Is that once you're done using the house, why not repurpose it for something else, right?" Yes. The only other thing that I could really think of that you all could help me with is one of the surefire ways to get her attention is if you can find me a old soul to lay to rest. That's sure to gain her attention, even if it's just to ask her a couple questions.
An old soul to lay to rest. Okay, I will keep that in mind. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head at the moment.
Oh, I'm sure that when you're going around on your adventures, you might find one.
I'm gonna let someone who I'm decently versed in the occult, but I'm not versed in death and how all that works, with laying them to rest and whatnot. So you'd have to explain how we would summon her through that means or speak to her through that means. If she's just there to collect the soul, or I feel like it's a lot of logistical stuff.
Oh, no. It's not that she's there to collect the soul. It's that the soul that has been laid to rest and is old and therefore powerful is causing an issue with her job, essentially. Essentially, we'd be doing her job for her, which, obviously, if you take a little bit of work off of someone's plate, there's a fairly high chance that they'll come on down and shake your hand and be like, "Hey, thanks for doing that work for me. I just couldn't seem to get to it."
So it's more a soul that should have been laid to rest, an overdue soul, than really someone that's old, although they may still be old.
Yes, like when I say an old soul, that I mean that they should have been laid to rest, like you said, as in like they've already died and passed on, but the soul hasn't been laid to rest, so the soul hasn't left yet.
You just kind of see Ellion stiffen a little bit, like maybe a child's soul that's still lingering around.
A child's normally,
but the body is still around and moving.
It sounds like you have someone in mind.
Potentially, regrettably so.
Would you mind sharing?
Well, Ellen just kind of like takes another quick glance around just to make sure it's just them and the rats.
You see V'neef Ciq do a couple squeakersons, and the rats scurry out. They'll keep watch.
I might be grasping at straws on this, but the one Moya who took Chiaroscuro from us, we've found the child version of her spirit, so I don't know if that would help. I don't think we've laid it to rest, and it's just the kind of lingering. But Moya's very much up and running around. No, if that would work or not.
If I recall properly, that child version, that weird thing, is actually a manifestation of the Mance's animated intelligence.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was a ghost or...
It was a spirit.
Okay.
Which I know says nothing because technically ghosts are included in spirits, but it is it is closer to an
spirits
elemental.
and ghosts are in as a whole are weird, so I wasn't sure if that would qualify or not for this particular case. Because if it's the mance's intelligence, cool, that's not an issue. But if it's just kind of a spirit that's connected to the manse and not actually the manse, then I would feel like that would kind of maybe qualify. But also, Moya may have needed to be laid to rest some time ago. I don't know.
I mean, you guys technically don't know what that she is. Like, I know that you guys out of character know that she is some flavor of sidereal, only because that she has sidereal martial arts. But besides that, like, you guys in character don't really know what the fuck that she is.
Yeah, so all I've got to go off of is there's a spirit and that's like connected to this house, and then Moya's just walking around, and it's like an adult version of Moya versus this child spirit.
Yes, so good thinking. Probably not a child soul, though. Usually it has to be someone who in life was astoundingly powerful. That's usually what stops a soul from being laid to rest. Someone like a Scarlet Empress. We'd need someone on that power scale soul to be wandering around and then to lay him to rest.
That makes sense, and I don't expect us to happen to run into her anytime.
The Empress? No, heavens no.
Weird question. Can we think of anybody that will qualify under this currently?
Give me an intelligence and lore roll.
It's just been a hot minute, so I'm trying to, like, brain this real quick. 4.
Again, with the 4 successes on your lore rolls.
At least it's consistent. May not always be good, but at least it's consistent.
So, you cannot think of anyone specifically off of the top of your head. However, you do know that there is a couple places that you might be able to find powerful souls that have not yet been laid to rest. I'm going to give you 4 options, and one of them is just I don't want to say that it's like the
Sijan.
Hey, yeah, so Sijan was one of them. Sijan is, as you know, a tomb city that is mostly looked over by monks, notably not immaculate monks. They are their own unique blend of something.
I would assume Rathus. It might be one.
That was actually one of the other ones that I was going to be like, technically this doesn't count, but I think it'd be fun to go to Rathus. So that technically would get you there. There's some old souls there that haven't been laid to rest because they haven't had the proper chance to reincarnate yet.
Those are my 2 guesses. I could go for some other ones that I think might be obvious, but those are definitely my 2 like that come first off to my head.
The other 2 would be Nexus, because Nexus, as you know, and I believe was mentioned last time we got together, Nexus does have old tombs in it that do sometimes house ghosts and the like. And the 4th one is, as V'neef Ciq kind of is going through a couple different ideas, just kind of goes, well, the other thing you could do is if you were to come in at the end of a major battle and say that, I don't know, there's a very powerful dragon-blooded that was felled and their body wasn't laid to rest because the enemy was basically being a dick and not doing that, purposely creating hungry ghosts. That could also help. I don't know where you'd find a battle of that scale, though, except for maybe up in the north where the Ice Walker tribes and everything are.
I could think of an upcoming battle where that meets, but hopefully we can get this solved before that.
Well, yeah, so I guess worst case scenario, if you all end up not being able to find one to properly lay to rest, and I can always follow behind you all when we go to storm Chiaroscuro and retake your goods. Take out Moya.
Quick question. We do know Moya's not a dragon blood, but we don't know what she is, right?
Correct.
We just know she's something.
Okay. Yeah. With that knowledge, you guys now know that V'neef Ciq has a mentor named Smiling Rat. You also know that they are a necromancer.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go and spread that information around. But if someone point blank asks Ellion.
Thank you for taking the time to enjoy our show. If you liked what you heard, why not leave a review or tell a friend about us? It helps get the good word out about the work we put into this show. If you wanted to ask us any questions, you can contact us through Twitter at apairofdicelost or email at apairofdicelost@gmail.com. The theme song for this game is Dragon Dance by Raphael Crux, used under a Creative Commons license. And for making it this far, I saw that cool thing you did, so have some stunt dice.